Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Suzanne from Nonstop Papercrafts. Thank you for joining me again on my channel. Okay, so today I am going to show you how I put together this altered book. I did this a little while ago now, but I've had lots of people asking if I would do a tutorial on how I put it together, so that's what I'm here to do today. This will probably go over two parts. So the first one that we're doing today is just about selecting your book and getting all of the pages and pockets marked out, ready for you to start sticking your papers down, and then the next one will be about the decoration and how to do the papers. So first of all, I just want to say that when I put this one together, I did kind of half follow Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. She's done a tutorial. The main bits that I changed was her tutorial was just about creating pages that had pockets, and then obviously like a journaling card that came out of that pocket. She didn't have any like single pages like this where there was just space for journaling. They were all pockets. So that's the bit that I've done extra. So I have made sure that I've had some extra pages that aren't pockets just for journaling space. So that's the main difference. I will put her link down below if you want to obviously go and check out her video. It is a really good series. Hers is over, I think, 4 or 5 videos, but it is very thorough. She does obviously go through everything step by step. But yeah, I wanted extra spaces for journaling pages, so that's why mine is a little bit different to hers. Okay, so selecting a book. When I chose this one is a James Patterson book, and I believe it was published in the early 90s. So I thought, well, it's not a terribly old book. The pages should be in very good condition or reasonably good condition, which they were. And as you can see, obviously my journals come out fine. Obviously having the papers stuck over just reinforces papers, because these pages are quite thin. That's probably my only thing for you to perhaps have a think about when you're choosing your book. These pages are quite thin without obviously any paper on top of them. So yeah, sometimes when I was folding over the pockets, when I had a slanted one like this, it did start to kind of tear a little bit in the corner, so I had to kind of reinforce that a little bit with some extra glue and papers. So that's something to think about, the thickness of your pages. There's also a little bit of a discussion, I guess, on whether you should use books that have the pages glued in or the signatures sewn in. This one had the pages glued in, and I'm quite sure Barbara's from 49 Dragonflies, hers was glued in as well. I know there are some people that do it with the sewn in signatures. The only thing you've got to bear in mind with a sewn in signature, let's just move those out of the way, is, sorry, this is a massive piece of paper, but I have a few signatures here. Obviously where we're tearing out pages, if I was to then tear out this page, then obviously the piece of paper that it links to at the back, that has no support, because obviously this page is hanging in because this page is stuck in. So if you're tearing out one side, you also then have to pull out the other side of that signature. I hope that makes sense. Which again is fine if it's going to be, say, more of an art book that doesn't necessarily have pockets, but I think you just have to really plan your process more if you have signatures that are sewn in. But there are lots of tutorials out there if you do want to do one with sewn in signatures, but the book I'm using does have glued in pages. So yeah, like I said, there are lots of tutorials if you've got a book that has sewn in signatures. So onto the book choices. Like I said, you do need to think about the thickness of your pages. As I said, mine were a little bit thin, and that made them easily tearable, so I had to be careful when I was doing all of my folding. You also have to bear in mind if they're sewn in. Now this book was one that I was tempted to use, but this one does have sewn in signatures. I don't know if you can see it on there. And I also found with this one, like that, when I opened it, it's very stiff. I mean, the pages are all discoloured, but the inside is absolutely beautiful. So I don't even think this has been used very much. Again, I picked this up in a charity shop. But also the pages don't, I mean, even if you apply a little bit of pressure to try and get them to open, it does want to try and close all of the time, which obviously I know you can buy those clips that hold the books open, but I don't have one of those. So if I'm journaling, this is going to get very annoying if I've got this bit keep sort of flapping over. So that kind of put me off using this book as an altered journal, but it has got some fabulous pictures in, so I will be using this book in projects, just not as an altered book. So that's something to maybe have a little bit of a think about. So it kind of came down to these two. Again, I recently picked these up in a charity shop, mostly because I really liked these covers with all the words on. They look like they're in absolutely fabulous condition. I don't even think these have actually been read. I did start sort of reading and going through them because, like I said, these kind of things fascinate me. And this was going to be the book that I was going to use. However, it has lots of really fabulous words in with definitions, and I thought these would make really good little add-ins in my journal. So little like little cards, and I can put these on tags. So I'm thinking I might use these, like tear this one up and use this as ephemera pieces. So I kind of don't want to use that one then as my altered book. So I've got this one, which is Misadventures in the English Language. So this one literally just goes through different bits of the English language. So what is an adverb? It goes through different punctuation mistakes and all that kind of stuff. So this I'm not too fussed about. I've had a flick through, but it's not a book that I would definitely read. So yeah. The pages are thicker, so they're a better quality than my previous book, so I thought that this one would be quite nice to use. It also has glued in pages, so that again is going to make it easier. This one has, just to give you an idea of thickness, 189 pages, and obviously a couple of extra bits at the back, but 189 pages. So this one is smaller than my James Patterson one, which I think was just shy of 400. But yeah, I think a smaller book for what I want to use this for is perfect for what I need. And certainly if you've never done an altered book before, I wouldn't go for anything too big. Okay, now for the fun part. We've chosen our book. Now to start planning out where we want our pockets and what pages are going to be left in. So what you're going to need is obviously your book and a pile of paper clips. Okay, so I have my book, I have my paper clips. Now it's just about going through and deciding what pages you want to leave in, what pages you want to become pockets, and tearing out all the bits in between. So on my last one, because obviously this bit is kind of glued together and these two pages tend to be glued as well, I leave all of those. I don't do anything about those. Some people quite like to leave in the title page. Again, that's entirely up to you. I think I am going to for this one. So those 3 pages I am going to leave. And what I did in my other book, which is what I'm going to do in this one, I had 3 pages, then some pockets, 3 pages, then a pocket, 3 pages, then a pocket, and I did it like that. So it's kind of spaced out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do for this book. So there's my 3 pages, which means this is then going to become a pocket. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tear out 2 pages. Okay. So you can do this as in a bunch if you like, or just individually, but look, they come out beautifully. So just going to pull those 2 out. And now this bit's going to become a pocket. So there are different ways that you can do pockets. If I bring this one back in. So I had pockets that were like this, where it's just folded over, so you've got a nice big space there. I had pockets where you have an opening to a side with a journaling card. I have pockets that open to the top, again with a journaling card. I have a double, so obviously when you've got a double page, I've now got double pockets there, so that's an option. And where are my other ones? Then I had ones like this. So it's supposed to look like a hidden pocket because I've used the same continuous picture, but you have two pockets essentially. So you've got a deeper one there and then a shallow one there. So that's a way that you can do it. You don't have to have three, you could just have it in half. So you've got one pocket. There are so many different things that you can do. So I'll walk you through my process. Obviously you be as adventurous as you like with your pockets. I think my first pocket is going to be a side opening. So that's my first page for the pocket. I'm then going to tear out 6 pages, which I know sounds a lot, but it's to kind of reduce the bulk. So obviously this one is, like I say, still a bit of a gator mouth. If you don't want it or you don't like it like this, I think Barbara in 49 Dragonflies removed 8 pages. So if you want to reduce that a little bit, then by all means remove 8 pages, but I'm only going to do 6. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you may be able to see that there are little torn bits left. That doesn't matter too much because this is going to be inside the pocket, so you're not even going to see that. So these 2 bits are then going to be glued down the top and down the bottom, and then this is obviously going to be a side entry pocket for me. So I'm just going to put a paper clip on the side so I remember that this is a side pocket. Okay, and then I'm just going to push those over. I'm then going to remove 2 pages again. Okay, and then I'm going to keep 3. 1, 2, 3, and they're going to be my journaling pages. I'm then going to remove another 2. 1, 2. Okay, so I have got a bit of a torn edge there, which you can see. Now this is going to be the front of my pocket, which means you will possibly see that. This is a junk journal or an altered book that's going to be a journal. That doesn't bother me. If it's something that bothers me, you can of course get like tweezers or something and pull that out some more, or just be really more careful when you're tearing them out than I am. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't bother me, so I'm happy that that's there. Once I stick my paper over the front, you're probably not going to see that too much anyway. Okay, so this is my pocket. So I've had a side opening pocket. So for this one, I might do, again, a side, but the one that folds over. So this one I'm going to fold inwards. So it's going to look like that. Okay. Again, you'll need to rip out 6 in the middle just to give your pocket some depth. So I'm going to quickly rip out my 6. Okay, so that's my 6. So this is my pocket. That's how it's going to look. So I'm just again going to pop a paper clip up the top, so I know that that's my pocket. Again, I'm going to rip out 2 pages. Okay, so I'm now going to have my 3 journaling pages. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to rip out 2 pages again. Okay, so now it's time for the pocket. So I've had a full-sized opening on the side and then a half. So this time I'm going to do a top opening. So move that over. Again, I'm going to tear out 6. Okay, so that's my 6 pages. So I'm just going to put these two together, and I'm going to pop my paper clip at the top in the middle to remind me that that is a top opening pocket. Okay, and then as you can see, we are really thinning this out nicely, which really works well. Okay, so now that we've got a pocket here, again, we're going to rip out 2. I'm going to have my 3 journaling pages, like that, rip out 2. Okay, and now we're on to our pocket. So again, it's deciding how we want our pocket to look. So let's have a think. For this one, I may have, because I've got two side pockets, so I may do 2 top pockets. However, I obviously want to play about a little bit and make it a little bit different. So I might cut off the bottom, so it's almost like a gatefold, not a gatefold, a Dutch, is it a Dutch door? Where you can obviously see underneath. So I'm going to make it a shorter pocket, where it still comes in at the top. So just to remind me that that's what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a line under here so I know where to cut later on. Okay, that will remind me to cut, and then as usual I'm going to remove 6. Okay, and again just going to pin up the top to remind me that it's top opening. So I've got 2 sides, 2 top openings. I think I'm going to do the one that kind of is a double pocket now in the centre. So now that we've done our pocket, we need to remove 2 pages. Then we've got 3 journaling pages. Then it's going to be our other pocket, but obviously we want it this way. So this is going to be the back page of our pocket. Yeah, this is going to be our back page of our pocket. So we want to remove 6. Okay, and then this one would go there, but also then be folded down. How far into the centre you go is entirely up to you. I'm not going to go all the way for this one. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to go up to where this writing is, and then create my fold. Okay, so that is going to be one pocket. Then this side, I may actually, just so it's not too bulky, as we usually do after a pocket, I may remove 2. So I'm going to remove 2 pages. Oh, try and do it a little bit neater than that though. Okay, so 1, 2, okay, and then this one, again, I'm going to fold in up to that writing. You want it obviously about the same height so it looks mirrored. Okay, then I'm just going to grab a paper clip for that side. And again, rip out my 6. Okay, and then this will become the back of that pocket. So just another paper clip on there. Move it over. Right, tearing out 2. Okay, then we're going to do another pocket. So I think I'm going to do another side one. But let's have a think of how many pages we've got left. I might do another side one, but this one where there's 2 pockets, so where it's kind of almost looks like it's got the 3 panels. So, oh, hang on, that was our pocket. So we need 3 journaling pages tear out 2. Okay, and now we do our pocket. So this one I want to make quite small. So you go in as shallow as you think you want it. I'm literally just eyeballing it. I don't tend to really measure very much. Okay, and then you might get away with being able to fold it in that way. And then fold it over. Oh, excellent, look at that. So that's going to go there. So all I've done is literally just folded that page in 3. And that's our first small tuck. So again, I'm going to tear out, let's have a look. We haven't got very many pages, so maybe I'll just tear out 2. How many have we got? Right guys, I've changed my mind only because I haven't got very many pages left, so I'm just going to do one of these side pockets again. So I'm not going to fold it over 3 times, I'm just going to fold it over once. So I've already removed 2 pages, I'm just going to do the other 4. Okay, then that's going to get stuck on there, so I've got another side tuck page. So I'm just going to pop my paper clip there. It doesn't matter that obviously we've got this fold here because paper's going to be stuck over it anyway. And then you've got those 3 pages in the back. The only one I might take out is perhaps this one, if it comes out okay. Yeah. Okay, so I've now got 2 journaling pages and then all of my pockets. So as you can see, this looks very thin at the moment, so it doesn't look anything like this gator mouth, but I promise you once we start decorating this, this will fill out very, very quickly. It's now a nice little journal with lots of little pockets and tucks, and then yeah, once everything's, like I said, glued down, you've got your extra papers in there, you've got some journaling cards that will bulk out. But that's everything all planned out. You've got all your paper clips in place to show you where the pockets are. Right, you do have a couple of options now between the next video and this one. You can go ahead and already start gluing things down. It all kind of depends on how you want your papers to cover it. So if I bring this one back to show you what I mean. So not so much for pockets like this, because obviously once you stick your paper on, you can punch out the hole no problem. But certainly for pockets like these, obviously you need some paper going inside the pocket as well. So if you've already glued your pockets down before you've done your decorating, then obviously that bit gets a little bit difficult. So it's entirely up to you, obviously, as to what look you're going for. It's the same as these ones. So before, I quite liked the look of the book page as well, just to kind of, again, show that it is an altered book. It has come from a book. So I put my printed papers underneath this flap before I stuck it down, and then put this over the top. So you might just be able to see that there is a kind of faint line there. That's the edge of my paper. This decorated paper underneath, and then obviously the bit inside the pocket, I've got a decorated paper that comes lower than this. So like I say, depending on your look, you may want this to show as book page, in which case you can totally stick your pocket down and then you can just cut paper to size to fit over the front here. It totally is up to you, but I like to leave my decorating when I'm ready to start sticking the pockets. So I decorate first and then I do my pockets. I absolutely recommend you keeping all of your spare pages, because If you have little bits like this, so you don't want that showing because you want to do writing, then any pieces of paper where you've got a blank, that can be trimmed down and kind of stuck over, and then I just use like washi tapes and other bits of decoration around it to kind of hide that there's just another piece of paper stuck on there. So do keep these. Also, if you've used a book like mine, so mine does have some like cool little words in there, so I may use these as or on some of my journaling cards in here, just to again show that it is an altered book. So I'm reusing the pages, but yeah, definitely keep these because they will come in handy. You can also create floating pockets with these that you can attach in here. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. So this video, like I said, was quite a quick short one. This was just to introduce you to choosing a book and how it's planned out. We've torn out all of our pages, got our pockets all ready and marked with some journaling pages left in between. Obviously, if you've got a thicker book than me, this one is quite thin in comparison to my last one. It's half the size. Then obviously you can just keep going. So just follow the same pattern, leave 3 journaling pages, tear out 2, create your pocket however you like. So it could be top loading, side loading. Have a play around. There are so many creative ways that you can create pockets in these books. So yeah, definitely have a play, and I'll see you in the next video for decorating. Well, I really hope that you have found this useful and that you are giving an altered book a try. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others if you think that other people would also be interested in an altered book. If you're not already a subscriber and you would like to be to hear about other crafty videos I release, then click that subscribe button and the bell so you are notified of any new videos. You can find me on other social media such as Facebook and Instagram. Those links will be down below. I also have an Etsy shop. That link is also below. I will link Barbara at 49 Dragonflies video down below just so you can kind of see her tutorial as well. Thank you so much for watching and crafting along, and I'll see you again in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.